I don't give what you think about me, gang.
And this dude's in the bathroom talking about he's gonna straight up beat the out of her and do some horrible things to her. And I was like, yo, man, are you okay? And his friend goes, ah, man, he's just from New York.
Because you know I didn't say that. You lying, grown man. Whenever I hurt me, my mother called me crying.
And then moved on to like actual essay with her. And I'm like, dude, this dude is like taking too far.
This year's Streamer Awards is going to be known as one of the most drama-inducing events of this year, because an event that's meant to bring people together seems to be tearing everyone else down, as we have another incident that stems from the Streamer Awards that goes as far as SA allegations because of what was said during the event. Not only breaking up relationships between people that they never known, but also friendships because of streamers getting misled by clips. I don't want to yap too much, so why don't we start from the very beginning with who even are any of these people and how do we get here in the first place?
I've been this way since I'm Jake. First of all, I don't need no help from you, family. I can defend my own self, gang. I'm a grown man. Are you dumb? This is like, what?
Who you just saw right there was BTB Dezz, a rapper out of New York who was closely tied to the streaming industry due to his friendship with Kai, one of the biggest streamers out there, and has recently even been streaming himself, being a part of a new group of a bunch of people associated with Kai called the Clover Boys, with him making content with them time to time and even popping up on his own streams here and there. Recently, he has been under some crazy SA allegations though, due to an event that happened at the Streamer Awards, all stemming from this altercation right here.
Achievements. We've got another record breaker here tonight too. Kai Cenat here, as everyone knows. You broke the record for the most expensive haircut and the least educational universe. So congratulations to you. Oh, and also congrats on your new documentary with 50 Cent. That was you, right?
If you all gonna be on the mic, now turn this mic, now turn it on, turn it on. If you all gonna be on the mic making jokes, at least let it be funny. If you all gonna be on the mic making jokes, at least let it be funny.
I thought it was.
Have a good night.
That one joke right there seemed to start a chain of events that were unavoidable, as after Fan during the Streamer Awards called out Kai Cenat, calling him Diddy and comparing his university to being uneducational, a lot of his friends were highly upset. That showing in Ty Lil as he grabbed the mic and told her that if she wants to be making jokes, or anybody wants to make any jokes, at least make them funny. And it seemed like that sentiment was shared throughout everyone in the Clover Boys, including Dezz. But at the moment, it seemed like nothing would really come for this other than Ty Lil speaking out and giving one viral clip on Twitter, until the Streamer Awards actually ended and people started to come back home and reflect on everything that happened there, with someone named TheStocksGuy apparently recounting events of people that spoke out or had some issues with Fan's joke, but apparently going a little bit too far.
Oh, true story. I don't know if I should tell you this or not. So I'm in the middle, right? And I see them down there and I hear the guy take the mic about, if you're gonna tell a joke, at least make it funny. I didn't even get the joke or whatever. And then we went to an intermission. I go down, I go down to the bathroom. As I walk in the bathroom, I hear somebody come in and go, yo, that man, that toss that. Well, I'll knock her teeth out. How's she gonna suck no teeth, man? That she thinks she. And I was like, oh my god. And then he started saying about, I don't want to repeat it, about some things that are wise that he's gonna do. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, this guy really. I thought it was a bit. And this dude's in the bathroom talking about he's gonna straight up beat and do some horrible things to her. And I was coming out of the bathroom and I was like, yo, man, are you okay? Like, you good? And he looked at me like this. And his friend goes, ah, man, he's just from New York. And then they both left.
Now, this is only the first part of a statement, but already right there is a lot being said. Accusations of talking about saying somebody just because they made a joke you don't like is already insane as it is. Regardless of how you feel about what Fan said, there is no reason to go out and talk about saying her or even putting hands on her. It's not that serious. And then along with the fact of him mentioning that the guy was from New York, or at least the person that he's with mentioned that, hey, he's just talking like this because he's from New York, allowed a lot of people to start speculating who this could possibly be, because there are a lot of people friends with Kai Cenat that are from New York, and one of them actually ended up speaking out, being the person that grabbed the mic and talking to everybody because they didn't like the joke that Fan made. But he didn't stop right there and obviously continued on to say this.
Like, normally it's none of my business and I don't get involved in it, but I'm thinking to myself, do I need to talk to somebody? Like, is this dude like just doing that? And then I realized we're also at a Streamer Awards and his boys are around. So I'm like, I gotta keep an eye on this shit. Like, he'll probably cool down through the night, but this dude really lost. I thought it was a bit, but then in the bathroom, this dude's straight up talking about how he wants to like beat her up, like break her teeth in, and then like, you know, obviously talking about beating the actually physically beating her, and then moved on to like actual SA. And I'm like, dude, this dude is like taking it too far. So like I was like, I'm gonna keep an eye on this dude. If he like doesn't cool down, I'm gonna have to go talk to somebody, because like that's just like, I get that you're talking in front of your boys, but you can't say that. And he was really upset about it. So I was like, man, I'm gonna keep an eye on this dude, because like if this dude does, like still starts acting like, I'm gonna have to say something, you know. But if he's just trying to act from his boys, you know, like I get it, but you can't, you know, you get it, man. And I know fan too, so like I gotta look out for her, you know what I mean? Like some people take too far. I guess the guy cooled down eventually.
Now, I didn't go too in depth on who this guy is when I first mentioned it and brought up these clips, but again, this is TheStocksGuy on Twitch, and his main form of content, as you might guess by his name, is teaching people about stocks or teaching people anything finance-wise in that area. And when everyone heard someone like him saying this, a lot of people took it as fact and immediately started to believe everything that he was saying, because he's an older guy, and I'm not talking internet old, but genuinely an older guy who just happens to do content creation and genuinely stays out of drama most of the time. So when someone like him is speaking out about these things and just saying this type of stuff, many people would be very surprised if he's making all of this up. But of course, since it's the internet, the information is going to go around, and one of the many people who apparently he could have been talking about, that being Ty Lil, ended up seeing this information and talking about it and clarifying everything that he said.
He was not talking about me. Move on, because I ain't gonna lie, first of all, me and Dezz was never even in. I went to the bathroom one time, and me and Dezz was never even in the bathroom with each other. So y'all saying two names that it's no correlation, because me and him wasn't in the bathroom with each other, and I didn't even speak about that situation. And I went to the bathroom before that even happened. On God, he's not talking about me. Like it's not even chat. I ain't gonna lie. There's no reason to scream. Ace would appreciate. There's no reason to scream, get loud. Like he just was not talking about me.
Wow, he's gonna straight up.
Bro, I'm like, why am I watching this? He's not talking about me. He's not talking about nobody that's affiliated with me. I'm moving on. That's just, you just don't entertain nonsense. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. You just move past that.
If you ask me, based on every response you're about to see in this entire video, Ty Lil handled it the best. He kept it calm, he kept it cool, and he kept it quick, explaining that could not have been him, explaining why it couldn't have been him, and trying to even say it couldn't have been any of his associates, because he doesn't know what he's talking about and he has never heard this information before in his life. And because he had never put a name to anything and just talked about it very generally, a lot of people were left speculating who this could possibly be if it wasn't Ty Lil. It's not like they had any evidence of the person. It's not like the stocks guy was out here giving out people's names or even giving out people's pictures. So when people saw that Ty Lil claimed it wasn't him, we had other people trying their best to figure out who it could possibly be, and even pointing the finger at Ty Lil and other members surrounding him, that namely being XQC, when he went back into QT Cinderella's VOD for the Streamer Awards and was pointing out where everyone was and who was getting up and who was gone.
Let me go down. Ray, so this guy's missing. He's missing, yeah? He's missing. White collar in his seat. So who in the chat? Everybody said it. He said after. He said after. He said after. Shut up, debunker. You've been debunked live. You have been debunked in live motion.
Actions like these only led to more and more people believing it had to be Ty Lil, and even with small speculations of it being Dezz, but no one really being concrete on who the person could possibly be, until TheStocksGuy went in his Discord and dropped a video of who the person was, claiming that this apparently had to be them because he was 99% sure that this was the person he saw that night. Because I don't accuse people, I don't know, but I'm 99.9% this was the guy, with a link to this TikTok video.
Play with my man, I'm gonna play with
Now, regardless of how TheStocksGuy might feel because he didn't actually say it on the stream, him putting a name to everything that's going on made things 10 times worse. All the hate that was split between Ty Lil and maybe a little Dezz here was now all directed at Dezz. And even though these are still technically allegations, people were making entire compilations about Dezz crashing out, explaining why it had to have been him, explaining why it makes all this sense, and explaining why TheStocksGuy would never actually lie because of his reputation of staying out of drama and not having any real reason apparently to just make up things about people he actually doesn't know about and people that he's not even adjacent to. And due to all of this drama happening on stream unfolding, of course people that were at least adjacent to Dezz in some way were eventually going to see it. That someone being Your Rage along with Silky, and even catches some backlash because of the things that they were saying in their communities, really calling them out, saying that they were trying to defend somebody who doesn't even want to defend themselves.
Once you are like talking about SA, I can't respect that. Like I can't respect that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got 3 sisters and a mother. I can't respect that because I would never want that to happen to my sister. I would never want that to happen to my mom. But I'm just saying, I know how get misinterpreted, bro. What I'm saying is, bro, I always leave room to spare because I don't want to sit here and jump on a shit. And the whole time you're wrong. And the whole time you're wrong. And then you gotta be like, not a shit, because I have a support base, and now it's like I'm turning my entire support base to hate on this person, and it could have been misinterpreted the entirely wrong way.
Dezz, I ain't gonna lie, just come up if you did it, admit you did it, apologize, say what you gotta say, and if you didn't, say why. Saying it's you, gang. That's like, come on. This is something you can't get ignored, low key.
Nah,
you can't ignore this.
It can't get swept under the rug. It can't get swept under the rug. This has to be. There has to be.
You got 24 hours, gang.
What?
No cap.
Wait, so you want to?
Nah, bro, that's crazy. You can't have the internet. If it's not, you can't have the internet think you said some crazy.
Facts.
No matter how bad Dezz is, I can't.
I can't see.
I'm sorry. You can say I cannot see that. Say that.
He from New York. I feel like he probably could have took in a sense like, oh, she could go suck. I'm some saying like that. And he could probably go like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, when a nigga throw the Frank, he could take that as an, oh, nah, he's talking about SA.
Keep this FaZe situation in mind because it becomes a bigger plot in this entire situation way further in the story. But after people like FaZe and even adjacent people like Dezz started talking about the situation, as in Gold XQC, it started to get around to the point where the stock guy had to come back and clarify everything that he said. Because while he might have left out the person's name, left out what they said here and there, just made it adjacent to SA allegations and even physical harm, which is still pretty crazy to hear. There was no real understanding of what happened because it was supposed to be a one-off story in his eyes, and he really didn't think it would be picked up or have people want more details about the situation that happened. And due to all the traction it was getting, he was actually ended up receiving death threats and was genuinely confused why people were so upset and mad at him, because in his eyes he had never put a name to a face or said anything about who the person actually was outside of that one Discord message, which in his eyes again was not him confirming or denying anything.
Everyone has an agenda. Everyone is going to try and spin it the way they want. All I said is that after that event, I was in the bathroom and someone said some really f***ed up, and now everyone has decided to put a name to it. I'm racist. I'm a clout chaser. No matter what you do, I'm getting death threats. I have people saying, oh, I heard that you live in Delaware now. We gonna find you. Better not show up to the next TwitchCon, right? I mean, it's in Europe. You can't afford to go, right? Like, we gonna murk your I'm like, you know what? Shut the up, bro. Listen, you got to get up for school in the morning. Just turn off the phone, okay? People will lose their minds over this, okay? Here's another one. Put a name out there, you. If I'm not 100, and I mean 100% sure of exactly who somebody is, because I didn't know any of these people before, I still don't know them. I'm not going to say something if I'm not 100% sure, because if I put what happened to the wrong person, even if there's a 1% chance, then I'm a. You know why? Because now you're actually dragging somebody who might not be real, putting something and attaching it to their name from your mouth to them. And that's worse than anything else. If you're not 100, and I mean 100% sure exactly who it was to a T, you don't do that thing. I'm pretty sure I know after everybody saw the person that did it, but I still don't know 100%. My point wasn't to get this out there. My point wasn't to cause drama. I was just with you guys about the award show saying, hey, listen, this is what happened. This is what, yeah, these people, we had fun doing this. Oh my God, I remember this one thing that happened. That's all that happened.
Amidst all this, I understand what the TheStocksGuy is trying to say, but this is the internet. This is how things happen. This is how stories get picked up. And since we're in this new clipping culture, you have to expect that everything that you say is going to be clipped up and put on a page somewhere. While you may feel like he didn't really do anything because he still didn't put a name to anything, those leaked Discord messages show that he actually did end up confirming who the guy was, and even himself right there saying he's probably 99.99% sure who he is, but he's still not going to say his name on stream, even though he did say it on Discord, that it was a certain person, purely because he doesn't want to put those allegations on somebody. But already saying it at all and already giving as much evidence as you did definitely point the fingers at multiple people. And I feel like you're not doing your due diligence with saying certain things as crazy as SA and as serious as that is, because it allows other people who aren't even in that realm of doing that to get accused and to have all these people dogpile on them when that's really not the case. That being Tyler originally, because that's who everyone thought it was, being like, Tyler did this, that's crazy, pointing fingers at him and trying to form a whole hate form on him, really because of what he said and him not being specific on who the person is. Regardless of who it may or may not be, at least be as specific as possible so people aren't ending up attacking or dogpiling on people who don't truly deserve it. But after this response right here from the TheStocksGuy, eventually Dezz would finally respond. Amidst all the hate that he was getting, amidst all the dogpiling, and amidst all the streamers talking about it, he finally came out today and spoke about the situation in probably not the best fashion.
It doesn't even sound like Dezzy. See, I almost told you something I didn't give a. See how fast I can have self-control with you because you would put me behind bars. Like this is a face of a person that will put behind bars, because this is not the story at all. This here is a coward. I wouldn't necessarily say he's racist because I don't know his preference. I don't know who he is, but I do know he's a coward. You can tell him what I said, fam. I don't give a f. I never said that. That is a lie. Why would you lie on me? Literally, it sound like just saying me, so like you gotta charge us. Like, I'm a what? Like what? I didn't say this. I don't give a f. I'm from Brooklyn. That's all I know. Then when I show y'all I'll be like, oh, they might even know he was like that. Cause you don't know me. Y'all don't know these people. Y'all only know what they show y'all. So whatever he told y'all go like, why would I not let me respond first to answer y'all questions before I not like? Nah, I don't like anybody who talk about this situation. I don't like you. That's from Brooklyn. That should know my character and know me saying they try to like dry snitch like on some like, oh yeah. If he did say it, if.
Right out the gate, obviously defending himself, saying that these allegations are a lie. He's never seen this guy before, and he doesn't know where he got any of this information from, along with the fact that doesn't even sound like something that he would say. Then, including on at the very end, the people like Silky, the people like Your Rage or any other streamer who might have said that he could have did it, if he did X, Y, and Z, feeling like they are weird people and they are basically snitching on him, saying that he did do it, but are just adding an if to be safe for themselves. It's genuinely a pretty odd situation. You can understand why he would be a little bit upset, especially if you're close to some of these people that were talking about it and had your number, could have hit you up, could have talked about the situation beforehand. And if this guy is in fact lying, then some random person you never heard of or not cool with getting on the net and talking about you is some of the craziest accusations to have come to you. And obviously you have to get down and talk about what actually happened in that said bathroom situation so that everyone can be cleared up on what actually went down.
Not put my hand on nobody over no statement. We didn't get hands put on us. But what happened was a person made a statement that was cruel, that was rude. Let's talk about, let's keep it real. Diddy is fighting for his life right now. He's facing real charges, and y'all play with my mans. You think I'm not gonna feel a way about that? What happened was baby, listen, I go to the bathroom. I was in the bathroom and I say, yo, gang, she was out of my man Castanet. She sucked Cod, and I said verbatim to Ralphie. I said, bro, she sucked Cod with teeth. Bad don't use teeth. The reason why I'm describing it like that, because you jumped out there and cracked a joke. Even if you read it off, you should know, don't allow yourself to do something like that, because it's not a game. Nobody said none of that about that lady, man. I got a mother and sister too. Since everyone want to put their 1-2 sentences in. I got a mother and sister too that actually experienced y'all accusing me of. You talking about, but I don't gotta put it out there because y'all don't know me. Nobody knows me. Y'all don't know what niggas go through in their lives. So don't ever put it on my character as a young man.
His response to everything that was going on was what a lot of people on the internet were hypothesizing, that bro just didn't understand New York lingo and unfortunately interpreted it in a way that made it seem like bro was trying to cause harm and make it seem like bro was trying to SA her when that just happened to not be the case. And even clarifying the story a bit more, saying that he didn't even go to the bathroom with Ty Lil, but he went to the bathroom with Baby Glitch is who he said, but that's actually just for Kai. And a lot of people that were accusing or pointing fingers at Ty Lil were doing that for no real reason because he wasn't even there. Like Ty Lil said in his original story. The issue with all of this is just the way that Dezz went about this, because he is crashing out, he is going crazy, and when people are accusing you of being a crash out and accusing you of not understanding or taking certain things seriously, playing stuff on the soundboard, or just going too far when you don't need to, it's probably not the best to do that in your response as well. That's why I said Ty Lil out of everybody here had the best response. He kept it short, he kept it quick, he kept it calm. He just said that wasn't him, that wasn't nobody he was associated with, and just kept it moving, which is what Dezz really should have did. Either come out and put a tweet saying that wasn't you, and if you're gonna come on stream, keep it as calm and as quick as possible. Be like, yeah, this wasn't me, this is what the guy said, but this is what actually happened, and he just must have misinterpreted my lingo. I understand from his perspective it might sound crazy, but I would rather him at least confirm with me or try his best to understand what I said wasn't as egregious as he's making it out to be, because SA allegations are something that can not only destroy somebody's life, but also should be taken seriously by everyone, and that's what everyone's going to do. In my eyes, a response like that would have been 10 times better, but Dezz was also not finished there. He decided to talk bad about Silky along with Your Rage because of what they said before him coming out and responding himself.
You chose to be a daughter, and then it's calling me a baby, but see me in real life trying to dap me up. No, suck my. You know what I'm talking about. I don't gotta say because everybody's scared. Suck my. I didn't smoke with you, I didn't smoke with you, gang. I never smoked with you. I don't know, and I'm mad. I'm not even mad because my mad is like, why would you lie about me smoking with you? Why would you lie about me smoking with you when, first of all, I don't need no help from you, family. I can defend my own self, gang. I'm a grown man. Are you dumb?
Outside of Dezz defending himself, this part is just him getting baited by clips. I'm gonna make this part pretty short because this video is already super long. But right here, Dezz is talking about a situation when Your Rage on his solo stream was out here talking about the entire situation. And ended up talking about how Dezz probably couldn't have been out there, or Dezz probably wasn't in the bathroom, due to a situation of him being outside with him, Aim High, and some other group of streamers while they were actually saying this event occurred. And he even phrased it as, yeah, I don't think he was smoking, he was outside when the rest of us were, and even clarified multiple times during his stream that that's what he meant.
Smoking. Oh, we were smoking. I don't think they took it. I mean, they did smoke. Me, Aim, and Silky did, but they were there. All right, bro, you can ask them. Like what? Like I don't gotta lie about nothing.
So that original situation where Rage apparently said they were outside smoking was just a clip out of context that he actually didn't end up seeing. And I feel like it would just be an unfortunate issue if that was all that he was upset about. He saw some out of context clips, he got some bad information, and then he started to crash out about it. It is what it is. Something that could be water under the bridge. But apparently what he just had an issue with overall was them speaking about it, period. Instead of just waiting for him to say something and defend himself, they wanted to go out of their way to give their opinions on something without even knowing his side of the story. And him being so closely adjacent to them, like Silky literally having his number and even calling him in this clip I'm about to show you, they just went out and talked about it without giving him a chance to defend himself.
Nobody know nobody body. I don't know. You don't know my body. I don't know your body. That's it. We know each other. We mutuals are cool. When I didn't cut you off. Let me speak. I let you talk. If I'm answering morally, if a is speaking on a no, right, from where we from, and they say SA all this, why would you not let the speaking upon speak for himself first, then y'all respond? Because now look, even I didn't see that clip you saying. I didn't see that clip. I saw what my mom and them sent me, my friends sent me. I saw what they sent me. Even if you said all this other, I would never even thought anything if you or Rage would never said nothing. My don't say nothing. They text me right now. Yo, don't say nothing. I cannot not say nothing because they call me a baby. I said I'm all this other. I didn't even say it. I did not say that.
I would be lying to you if I said I didn't understand where Dezz is coming from. We've seen it time and time again where people call content creators fence sitters or call content creators coping purely because the situation they're not talking about involves someone that they're close with or that they know. And yet I feel like that would have been cool in this situation, especially when it's something as serious as SA. He's just coming from a standpoint of I would have never been mad or seen out of context clips of y'all talking about me if you just never talked about me to begin with. Either talking about, hey, you don't know my body, you don't know who I am. Yeah, you're talking about me as if you do. And we are cool and we are mutuals, but not on the level of which I feel like you need to defend me. Even earlier saying, hey, he's a grown man, he doesn't need other people to defend him. And just so y'all know, I'm not trying to be biased towards Dezz. I had no point in time in this video showed the clip that he's specifically referring to when it comes to Rage talking about him. I only showed the duo clip with him and Silky, which doesn't seem that bad. But Rage did end up speaking on Dezz in a solo clip in the stream before Dezz actually sparked up, where he said this.
If it was the case, if it's the case that is Dezz that actually said that, we gotta handle our emotions differently, gang. Like, come on, bro. Like that's, come on, bro. We fit in the stereotype at that point, gang. Like, what are we talking about, bro? Now, Dezz, your only players here, come out here, admit it. I apologize for not being able to handle my emotions as a grown man. Own up to that. You got to work on. I shouldn't have said that. I apologize. Those words don't reflect this and that third. But if you truthfully didn't do it, you come out here and say that.
That's the main clip that Dezz is talking about when he goes on these rants. And I can understand from his perspective of just wanting people he knows or people he's at least adjacent with to not want to speak on anything about him, especially if they don't know him that well until he actually talks about it. That is a common courtesy that a lot of content creators don't do. And it's understandable to believe that Rage and Silky feel like the words that they were saying genuinely weren't that bad. And they were just talking in ifs the entire time. But even Dezz himself said he has an issue with that. And I can understand it from both perspectives of wanting to talk about the situation and even add context as Rage did, saying that, hey, I don't think this is possible because Dezz was doing this, X, Y, and the third. And then Silky coming in talking about some, I don't know if this is even his character. That doesn't really make sense in my eyes. But I can still understand if Dezz himself is still upset about that, because some things just don't need to be spoken on until everyone has their chance to talk about it. And they are speaking on information and fragments and creating basically fan theories of what could have possibly happened when they can just wait to see what he actually has to say. At the end of the day, that is just how I feel. This entire situation as a whole is genuinely super messy and didn't even need to go this far if people just waited to hear about what people had to say, or if someone just clarified more information on what was said, how it was said, and why somebody might have said that, and even pointing out the actual person so other people didn't catch the backlash of what happened. But again, that is just how I feel. When you tell me how you feel, the best person to know will be the comment section down below. And if you did enjoy this video, maybe consider giving it a like. And if you enjoy content like this, then maybe consider subscribing, because I post like this every single week. Never miss out on a single upload if you hit that bell icon, because you'll be notified the millisecond a video goes live. That's enough for me. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace out.